Welcome into the studio. I thought I'd do another quick color picking video because things like Photoshop and other image editors, they keep updating all the time, and sometimes you've got to go about it a slightly different way. So here's a photo I took a couple of years ago, plenty of color on it, so I thought it would be a good example to show you the color picker in use. Now, I'm not a Photoshop expert by any stretch of the imagination, so there's no doubt other ways of doing this, but this is a really simple way that I know works. Now, depending on your image size, you'll have to alter the size of the brushes and things like that. Okay, so you're going to have to work that out for your own image. Let me show you the way that I do it on the latest Photoshop. So my image, top right hand corner, is as a background at the moment. I like to right click, duplicate layer, and we'll just call it background copy, and that's okay. So anything I do on top here is not going to damage or hurt or alter the original image, so we can always refer back to that. Okay, so first thing I like to do personally is create a border around here of the colored paper that I'm going to do the drawing on. Okay, so let's for example say that I'm going to use kind of the mid-tone grey paper. So I go image, canvas size, and then I make sure that this little box here, relative, is clicked, and that means that whatever I put in here is going to be inclusive of, on top of, the size of the image I've got. So as we can see at the top, is 17 inches 0.111 wide. So if I click in the width here, let's say 3 inches, and the same on the height, 3 inches, it'll mean I'll have a border 3 inches wider than the width and the height all the way around. Okay, so I can go down here, you see this little box, I can click that, that's the color. That's where I'm going to select the paper color. Now the mid-tone grey, let's take a look in the studio, it looks something like that. Okay, it's roughly that. So if you was using perhaps the light blue paper, you may want to go say there. Okay, so I'm just going to say mid-tone grey just for this Photoshop demonstration. I could, you know, select a different color paper when I was thinking of doing it. So that's roughly correct. So I'll just click OK. That's the color in there. And now when I click OK again, I've got that grey border all the way around. So if I go View, Fit on Screen, there you can see it. Okay, that's my grey border. Now I've done that because when I drag the colors out, if I'm using a white border or I'm just putting it on the background, it'll look different than when you're doing it on the paper. So as I said, make that color, you don't have to, but I like to make that color my paper color, just roughly. It doesn't have to be exact, just roughly. Okay, so let's get on to the color picking part. What I like to do now is blur that image, and I'll tell you why. If for instance I'm using my color picker and I'm picking up just on this slight edge of orangey yellow, okay, or in here in the detail of the feathers, there's lots of color changes and tonal changes, so I can get confused in there and pick up, you know, a color that's only like a little speck of a color. But if you blur it, so if you go filter, let me just select that background copy and then go filter blur, Gaussian blur, okay, and when that clicks in, there you go, I've got it set radius 4.8, and you can go all the way up till it blurs to nothing, okay, and all the way back down. But if we just say till the major details go, okay, something like that, because for my base layer, that's where I want to be thinking about, not all the details up here, all the little tiny lines and things. I don't want to be thinking about that. I want to be just thinking about the masses of color, so I can even go a bit more than that again. Alright, now this is just an easy way of doing it. So for the color picking, I come over here to the left to my palette, and I pick the brush. Okay, just a drawing tool, a brush tool, and I pick that. Up here for size, you see the roundness of it? That's about right. Okay, so if yours was massive like this, okay, we can't pick a color out of that. You want it to be a size that you can pull out and paint around here. Okay, so I'll click that. Hardness can be anywhere from hard to, you know, stick it somewhere near the middle. It's not important. Now, here's the thing. So if I'm looking to find this color, okay, I'm doing nothing with my mouse other than bringing it over. I'm not clicking any buttons, nothing at all, okay? So I'm lining it up, that's the color I'm looking for. I hold down the Alt key and that circle changes to an eyedropper. Okay? When I push the left button down, it gives me that circle. Okay, that's showing me the color I'm picking. You see it? So the one at the bottom is the color I picked previously using this tool. The one at the top is showing what is hovering over now. Okay, so when I've got my red, I just click it and then I can drag it out. Now if for instance yours is looking very pale and you can see through it like this, so if I do the same again, so get it over there, Alt, click, holding the Alt down. If it does something like that, it's because your opacity up here is low. Okay, so I'll delete that. So make sure this opacity is at 100%. Same with the beak, hover over it, click it, let go of the Alt, click again, drag out. I'll do this darkish red here. I'm hovering over it, none of the mouse buttons are down yet. Alt button on the keyboard is down and held down. Left click, let go of the Alt, and then click back down, drag it out. You see, we can go right up by the other color as well to see the differences more easily. If I'm going down here on the green, Alt down, click in, so you see how it goes to the dark green or the light green. When I'm over the color I want, I let go of the mouse, let go of the Alt, drag it out. The blue, Alt down, clicking with the mouse, let go of it all, click left button mouse, drag it out. So that's how simply you can do that. I find the blurring out really helps. We can take that layer off if we want. There's the original under there, and there's the dragged out colors on top. Okay, so play around with that, and there's lots of other Photoshop lessons as well out there, but the important thing is to get the paintbrush tool. So just your regular brush tool. If you get a pencil one, it'll have thin lines normally. Make sure it's a roughly the right kind of size you want to drag out. Hover over it, Alt down, click with the mouse, let go of the Alt, click with the mouse, drag it out. Okay, so that's a simple way of looking at colors. By dragging these colors out, you get more of an idea sometimes of the pencils or the pastels or the paint color you need to mix. And then once you've got that, all the base layers down like that, then you can think about adding your details on top of it. Okay, and refining things, which I show in lots of my art videos. So that's just a very quick, simple video. I hope it's cleared up any confusion you've had with latest updates on image editors, but lots of the image editors do this. It may be in a slightly different way. Usually someone's got a video on it on YouTube, but you don't have to buy something like Photoshop. You can get free image editors to do just this, and then of course you could print this out and work from it. So hope you've enjoyed it. See you on the next video. Just wanted to quickly mention my Patreon channel for those looking for even more in-depth art instruction. It's packed full of pastel videos, oil videos as well, and those videos are being added to new ones every single month. I have videos for the complete beginner that have never done pastels or oils before with just limited supplies, and I take you from the very first blocking in all the way through to the final detailed drawings and paintings. I've also got some really unusual subjects as well, and in all of my videos I always take you through all the details. You see everything I do, how I create my work. But it's not just for beginners, it's also for novices, and I also show the best artwork that I've ever done as well. And this particular elephant video spans 6 hours, so you know you're going to see tons and tons of details, tips and techniques. And as mentioned, I've got lots of oil videos on there too, so there really is something for everybody, and you get access to hundreds of hours worth of videos for just $4. Now over 1,000 members strong. Hope to see you there soon.